Good morning, YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Please share this with people that you know that go through difficulty in their relationship or in their marriage, Mrs. and Misters. Please share. Very, very important. This is like a family structure thing. I'm really, really going in with this topic. I ain't playing. Let's go. Let's get it. So, this video is definitely about the damage that can be done when you let your adult children into your marriage woes and talk down on your spouse. Let me say that once again, a little bit slower, a little bit more clearer. The damage that can be done when you let adult children into your marriage woes and talk down on your spouse. Let's go. So, letting adult children into your marriage problems, especially by talking down about your spouse, can cause deep, long-lasting damage that often isn't obvious at first. Here's what it can do and why it is serious. So, 1, it breaks the natural family order. In a healthy family structure, the marriage is the core. Children, even adult children, are not emotional partners. When you confide in your adult child about marital woes, you unintentionally pull them into a role they were never meant to carry: judge, protector, therapist, or ally against your spouse. This is called emotional triangulation, and it destabilizes the entire family system. 2, it permanently alters how they see your spouse. Children, no matter their age, cannot unhear what you tell them. When you vent about betrayals, highlight only flaws, speak with bitterness or contempt, you create an image of your spouse that does not include context, repair, or even growth. Even if you later forgive your spouse, your child may hold resentment, withdraw respect, feel justified in treating them poorly. So, if there's any husbands or wives out there that that understand where I'm coming from when you hear this, that comment needs to go down there. You need to let me know how it has affected you, your family, and things that currently go on right now, especially with feeling justified in treating that spouse, parent poorly, withdraw respect, and hold resentment. Also, 3, it puts adult children in an impossible loyalty bind. Adult children feel forced to choose between 1, supporting you emotionally, 2, maintaining respect for the other parent. This internally conflict can lead to anxiety and guilt, emotional distancing, anger towards one or both parents. Some children cope by cutting off emotionally, others by taking sides. Both outcomes fracture family unity. In a day and time where we're supposed to be coming on together as one whole unit, it fractures the unity. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a split and you have a divide. And in very, very, very rare cases, you have a divide, and the divide is 4 against 1. You know what I'm saying? With one parent taking the narcissistic view of a child after you talking down on your spouse, and it just turning ugly. You know what I'm saying? That fractures, and that's really, really ugly. That's not how the family unit is supposed to go. It's not making you any stronger. It's actually making you weaker for the enemy that lies outside of your doorstep. So just think about some of the things that you say about your spouse to your children, and also to others, but importantly your children and the people that are in your household. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really where the love is supposed to be coming first. 4, it erodes marital trust at the core. When a spouse realizes their partner has been sharing private marital pain, speaking negatively about them, inviting children into sacred marriage space. It feels like a betrayal or a covenant, not just confidence. This can cause loss of emotional safety, shame, defensiveness, deep resentment, emotional shutdown. Even if the marriage survives, the intimacy often doesn't fully return without intentional repair. 5, it teaches children a harmful model of marriage. Children learn by example, even as adults. So just don't think that just because your child has become an adult that they can't learn by example, because the example is straight there when you're talking down on your spouse, whether it be the husband or wife, male or female. Because at the end of the day, when you guys do come back together, it's definitely an awkward feeling there. You know what I'm saying? So even as adults, they still learn by example. This behavior silently teaches conflict should be handled by outsiders. It also teaches disrespect and acceptable when hurt. Loyalty shifts when emotions run high. Loyalty does actually shift when emotions run high, because you got, you got one part of the family um, over there, and then you got the next part of the family over there, and then your loyalty actually shifts when you have a neutral ground, or when you think that everything is normal. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you see a shift. That can be too. A little footnote: when you see a shift and you think everything is okay, and you see a shift, definitely you can tell that a spouse has been talking negatively to you, or talking down to you with their children or with your children. So that's definitely a red flag right there. Um, this can later this can also later show up as their own relationships, repeating the same patterns. So you have to keep in mind that the patterns and example that you set for your children when you're in a marriage, they can later rub off and show up in their own relationships, repeating the same patterns. 6, it freezes the marriage in its worst moment. Marriage involves people grow, healing happens. So marriage involves people grow, healing happens. But when children are exposed to the worst version of the marriage, they anchor to that version. They resist reconciliation. They may sabotage healing unintentionally. That's a very, very important one right there. That's a big one. They may sabotage healing unintentionally. So when you and your spouse are going through things, and you're trying to heal the process, and you guys are both working at making things better, and then unintentionally your kids that you have talked down to your spouse, whether it be the husband or wife, they may try to sabotage the healing by holding that resentment and holding that anger and holding that stuff over the spouse's head that you had already talked to, and you already let out of the bag, which is very, very, that's problematic. You know what I'm saying? That's really, really problematic. So the marriage becomes defined by its lowest point instead of its full story. And that's another thing too that's very important too. When you're in a marriage and you're in a relationship, you're in a bound relationship or a marriage. Your your marriage shouldn't be defined by your lowest point, because there's plenty much good that have brought you guys together in the first place, and you can't let your lowest point in your marriage be the whole focus and take over the show, because that's just not fair for either one of you guys, especially for both of you guys. If you guys are trying to come together and heal stuff, you know what I'm saying? And also too, it doesn't tell a full story. You know what I'm saying? Those couple of times, or those little times, don't amount up to all the great times, all the happy times that you made up. And it shouldn't really go that way, because always good should always outright bad. You know what I'm saying? At any given moment, it should, the good memories should outweigh the bad. When it's especially damaging, when the spouse is trying to change or repair, yes, I'm going to tell you that that's the most dangerous time that you can have something like this go on, in your family, is when the spouse is trying to change or repair. When you've done things, and you're trying to repair and you're trying to fix them, to have children have their input on what happened before, and they can't even notice that you're trying to change or trying to repair the marriage or the relationship. It's not good, because you guys are not never going to get anywhere, because you have unintentionally your children remembering how you talked about your husband or how you talked about your wife, and they remember that, and you know what I mean. And it's hard, and sometimes that can be traumatizing too, because they don't know the extent of really what went on, and there's always two sides of the story. So why fill your child up with all of this traumatizing stuff, and they don't even know whether it's true or not, or whether you're just plain out angry? You know what I'm saying? That's not fair, and that's not right. Stop it. When faith, covenant, or long-term commitment matters deeply, which I know matters to me. When a child already struggles with boundaries or loyalty conflicts, that's another thing. If you have a child that has mental problems, or that already exists struggles with boundaries or loyalty conflicts, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? You're putting things on their brain that they're not able to or capable to handle, just because of the mental health issues. So that needs to stop too as well. And also too, when the marriage is in fragile healing phase, you know what I'm saying, that's when it's especially damaged. Especially damaged is when the marriage is in a fragile healing phase. More healthier alternatives to this is speak to a trusted counselor, pastor, or therapist. Journal or pray instead of venting. If children must know something, separation logistics, keep it factual, neutral, and brief. Say this is between me and your parent. I'm handling it with support. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier, you do keep it brief, but at the same time, you can tell your child that you're handling the problems that you guys are going through with support. Like I was saying, if you read my comment, this is not doesn't mean that you're not supposed to stand up for yourself if you're seriously in danger or facing high probable cause of domestic violence. This is not saying that you keep everything to yourself. Nah, this is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you you don't let your children into the things that you're going through, because it puts a divide on everything in the whole family. That's what I'm saying. If you are a victim of domestic violence, being verbally abused and stuff like that, you should get help immediately. Call authorities, someone that can help you, someone that can be a support of you. That's what you do if you're having problems in that way. I will not be condoning any domestic violence on this channel, and I will not be condoning domestic violence in anything that I put out there as far as content. So if you are being hurt, or if you are in fear or danger, please get help by emergency authorities and do what you have to do to get out of this situation. And that can be including calling 911. Just had to clear that up. So yeah, so you say this between me and your parent. I'm handling it with support, and let them know that everything is okay, and that you're just having a hard time and you're dealing with some things that you're going through with, father or mother, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? If this has already happened, healing is still possible, but it requires stopping the pattern immediately. Owning it without justifying it. Reestablishing boundaries with children. Public respect for your spouse in front of them. private repair inside the marriage. A hard truth said gently, you can survive marital pain or persevere in family structure, but when children are made emotionally confident, you often lose both. Let's say that one more time. A hard truth said gently, you can survive marital pain or preserve family structure, but when children are made emotionally confident, you often lose both. If you want, um, if you want, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how this may affect you and your family, and your spouse and your children. Let me know if you've already been through it, or let me know if you're currently going through it. Hopefully, these tips can help you get back on the right track. It is very, very important for our family structure to be strong, starting on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, once you walk out that door, you got everything else trying to get at the family. Trust me, I know this does happen. It is a real thing. Hopefully, I brought some clarity, and I've been very transparent about the situation at hand. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Peace.